in Edinburgh, but I am still here until Thursday. So it is the last day of the Fringe for me. I've done all my shows. I'm actually going to go back out in a minute to watch the Rocky Horror Show. It's apparently comedians doing it from... That's gone out. I've been using it completely out of tune for the last few days. I was wondering why nothing sounded right, and now I've just gone, oh yes, completely wrong. That would probably be why everything sounded a bit off when I was playing it, but you know, it's all done now. All completely wrong. Near enough. So I've just, I did my last show earlier on. Yeah, I was wondering why it sounded wrong. Anyway, it sounds all right. Anyway, I am here in Edinburgh. Woohoo! I'm just gonna see whether anyone's here. Live chat. Hello. Happy Scottish Sunday to you too, Alfingo. Long time no talk because I've been busy. I have been doing my show even though not many people have been coming. I've had more people leave than stay, but everything's good now. Yeah. So, because that's done, I don't have to do any more shows, and I found out I got a 3-star review from somebody that's just going around, and the Scotsman mentioned me, but that's a paywalls. Well, I can't tell what they say. I know they say something about the fact that I regretted calling my show Little Circus because I was getting all the little kids coming to it, and it's not a circus, and it's not for kids. I don't know whether they do mini stars. I would have to pay to find out, and I think I've missed it. So I don't know what the Scotsman said about me, but I'm going to assume it was 5 stars. Probably wasn't. And also I got an anonymous review saying that they enjoyed the show, so that's good. It all came very late in the day. And I was like, I don't know what to make of this show. Don't know what to make of it at all. But today I sold 2 poetry books, and the people there gave me some money. I hadn't really been asking for money because I was like, don't know what to make of this, because so many people had been leaving my show because it was in a venue that has changed names 3 times. I don't know whether I mentioned this. It was called Burrito and Shake. Still was on most of the apps that say where the thing was. But it changed to Murphy's about the same time as I got the flyers. And then it changed again. So, as you can imagine, it was very hard to find. It was almost a secret show. And I had too many flyers. I ordered too many. I paid more than I wanted to. I'm just throwing them all in the recycling, apart from a few. I've still got a few, but the rest of them have just as a sort of souvenir. But as you can see, it's backwards, but it says Murphy's. It wasn't Murphy's, but it's some people found me. And I had various suggestions on how to make it better. Stealth entertainment, exactly. It was definitely stealth entertainment. Nobody could find me, so I was hidden in a basement room. And there was toilets and there was kitchen as well, and everybody had fun because of the smell. Yes, there was a smell of kitchen and there was a smell of toilet. No, it was actually quite a nice venue in a way. But yesterday I didn't have many people. Just at the end, somebody that worked there in the kitchen was like, how long are you going to be here? Because they had come with a business when the business moved. It's the same management, but there was the Greek gyros had been somewhere else and moved into the Murphy's chicken shop. But the business, most of the staff were from the Greek shop when it had been the Greek shop before. So he sat down and he was like, how long are you going to be there? Because for the whole time that he's been working there have been weird people in the basement doing shows. And he wasn't sure why. And I don't think it was made clear to the new staff. And so he was like, you're going tomorrow? I'm like, yes. That's it. He's like, what do you get out of this? I'm like, that's a very good question. Not an awful lot. But at least I am here, and it's very, really, really hot because it's a basement room next to a kitchen in the middle of a bridge in Edinburgh. So that was fun. It did have a fan, but I if I kept the fan on, then you couldn't hear my show. But I did use the fan as a prop. The fan doubled as a 3-bar fire, because I've got a teddy bear that I demonstrate how I was saved from certain doom from when my teddy bear went on the fire. So it's like that's, and so that's what I used it for, rather than as an actual fan. So it was the opposite of what it was. Instead of being a fan, it was a fire in the imagination. So that was all fun and jolly and lovely. So I'm done now. I came back and I was going to go back out earlier to watch people's shows and do some stuff, but I'm like, but I will go back out because there's 11:30, the show where you go and join in with the Rocky Horror Show. And I like the Rocky Horror Show, and I missed it last year. They did the same thing last year. I missed it last year. So I will hopefully catch it this year. And I've got nothing to wake up for in the morning. That's not true, I lie. But I've got no particular reason to, because this morning I woke up fairly early and got a notice saying, hey, do you want to do this other gig? So I did adorable comedians telling stories and doing poems, something like that. So I did that gig, and then I did my gig. So I walked in, because the buses on a Sunday are shockingly bad. So instead of waiting for the bus, which would have taken about 25 minutes, I walked in. So that was great, and I just had a little look at everything, and I thought, ooh. And I passed somewhere that does afternoon tea, and it wasn't the afternoon, so it didn't stop there. It wasn't actually open, but it's overlooking the castle, and they do gluten-free scones or scones. So I might, in the next 2 days, treat myself to a lovely gluten-free afternoon tea. Who knows? That's nice. Cardiff Fringe Festival. I don't know if there's a Cardiff Fringe Festival. I haven't noticed it. Maybe I should do one for myself. But I think it took 3 weeks to really get myself together. Like today and the day before yesterday, I think my show really came together. Yesterday, not so much, because I only had 2 people that looked a little bit like, why have we come here? Why have we stumbled in? But on Friday and today, I think the people, even though I kept having people that didn't know what to expect, sat down looking quite smiley, and there was like party of 2 or 3, and every time there was a party of two or three, maybe 1 or 2 of them looked like they were interested, and the others looked really bored and persuaded the others to leave. So that's the trouble. If you've got, no matter how much you enjoy something, you've got one person that doesn't want to do that and is quite willful, then they will guide everyone else to just walk out in the middle of my show. How rude. No, you can't blame them if it wasn't what they wanted. But I think some of the people that came in and then went, they'd come in late anyway, and I don't know whether they knew what to expect. Yesterday, when I had the 2 people, quite near the end, another family came down, and I said, it's not a children's show, and it's nearly over. And they were like, but they told us upstairs it was a children's show and to come down. It's like, well, that's a communication issue, because 1, I've nearly done now, and 2, it is not a children's show. And they were like, oh, it's like, this is not my fault. You should read things. But also, that probably was, it's because I think the staff that were there at the beginning, even if I told them what the show is, they weren't here anymore because they've all moved around. I think there might have been one person that was working there in the business that was before. But when we moved there was one guy that had worked in the business before that, and he doesn't seem to be there anymore, so he's moved somewhere else. So no real consistency. You can't really go, hey, people that work here, this is what's happening. If they keep changing, what can you do? So yeah, they're very nice people, but I think they were a bit confused about what was going on, because they didn't really want shows to be there. They were when the business changed the name to the Murphys. They didn't really want us anymore, but they said, oh, go on then, and then who knows what's happening. So that was fun. So I'm probably going to go to the beach in the next few days. There's a place called Silver Knowes. It's spelled Silver Knowes. I thought it was Silver Knowles. There's a golf course there, and apparently there's also a beach, and it's to the west of the city. I've been to the beach to the east of the city, which is like Portobello and Musselburgh and places like that, and Seaton Sands, was quite nice, which is quite far. And that's the very edges of the bus route, and I've got a bus pass until the middle of the week. I don't know whether it runs out on Wednesday or Thursday, and I'm going back on Thursday, so I might have to pay extra for another day of bus. But then I'll just... But I thought, because I came up on coach, and on a coach, not on... I don't know, on a coach, and I found out that actually the train going back takes a quarter of the time and is the same price. I was going to go to London for a couple of days, but then I thought, I'm tired now, so maybe I will go to London, but not yet, not this week. So anyone that I was planning to meet, sorry, I cannot see you this week because I'm not in London at all. But maybe I will go there at some point. Oh, and also, I had stood for the Fringe board. Not the Free Fringe board. I'm already on the board of the Free Fringe, but I stood for the Fringe Society board, and I got on. Yay! So now for 4 years, I'm probably going to come up to Edinburgh not quite a bit, but every couple of months to talk about fringy stuff. So that's fun. I don't know what the deal is, whether I get travel expenses or what. I might have to find that out, because otherwise that's going to be quite expensive. Talking of expensive, I haven't really made any money on this Fringe, but to be honest, I think people that had paid for a lot more probably have also not come out of it with any degree of financial stability and probably no profit at all. But some people gave me some money today, and they took, I sold 2 books. They said, we don't have any money, can we pay you back? So I gave them a PayPal link, and with the trust that they will pay for these books. But to be honest, if they don't, because I'd have had to take them back anyway, and they were just taking up luggage room, and every tiny little bit helps. If I don't have to take them home, then I don't have to think about it, and at least they will have my poems, and they'll feel guilty every time they look at it if they haven't paid for it. Don't know whether that's how it works. Maybe they won't feel guilty and they'll just go, we got these, what a scam. We got these books and we didn't pay anything. But they might pay. It was earlier in the day. They haven't paid yet, but who knows, or dares to dream. So yeah, so I don't think there is a Cardiff Fringe, but I think there might be something like that, but I don't know whether it's the same. It's not the same as Edinburgh. Edinburgh is really unique among the world. I mean, there's comedy festivals and there's all sorts of like theatre festivals and horror festivals and all sorts of things like that. There's not really one thing where the whole city has got all sorts of different things, and for 3 weeks there's a few things scattered in places, but it's not really taking over. Like Cardiff might have some things, but it won't be for more than a week, and it won't be, so it's not, I don't think there is anywhere that's quite like this. There's festivals all around the world, but they're not quite the same. Like Montreal, Just for Laughs, I think has gone bust now, but that was just a comedy festival. I say just a comedy festival, it was international, and they had to invite you to be there, but it was a specific thing, whereas the Edinburgh Festival Fringe is all things, hundreds and hundreds of, the book gets fatter and fatter. I haven't got the main book here, but I paid to go in it, and I'm not sure it was worth it, but it is what it is. So like somebody said, it's nice to be so rich that you don't need to make money out of this. It's like, nah, it's not that. It's just after a certain point, you go, well, I've spent that money. It's not like I'm going to get it back. What am I getting? And I've made connections and seemingly got some reviews, and some people liked it. And although I didn't have big audiences, some of them were very nice. At least the ones that talked about me, and the others can just shut their gobs. No, but also the audience reviews disappear after a couple of weeks. So the anonymous one, I've screen grabbed it to say that somebody said nice things about me, and if hopefully I won't get any bad reviews, which will be a first, because whenever I have had reviews, they've mostly not been great. So 3 stars, that's all right. Out of a maximum of 5, it's not, they didn't think that I was the best thing ever, but to be honest, I think they might be a little bit wrong in the head if they thought that. If they thought that was the best thing they've ever seen, then I'd be questioning things. I'd be like, are you sure? Are you surely sure? But I don't know. Maybe the Scotsman, as I said, gave me 5 stars. I think it's not likely because one of the things they said was about me regretting the name of my show. But maybe they just assumed that that was all a quirky character act. Yes, that's what it was. A quirky character act. You are, I can't read that. So I got these glasses because I can't see anything. You are, no matter what, something, something, something. You are 5 star. Oh, I'm 5 stars. Yes, exactly. 5 whole stars. 1 for me and 1 for you and 1 for the other person. And everybody's got a star. Everybody is a star. I should learn to play the ukulele. That's as good as it gets though. Anyway, so this was more of a prop than anything else. But it's nice. It's got a nice sound. It's made of rosewood or something. So my dad got me this because I used to have the pink ukulele that kept going out of tune. And he said it sounded horrible. So he bought me this in order to have a slightly nicer one. But the trouble with this, really, the trouble with all of them is that you can't amplify them because they're completely acoustic. So if I was going to do gigs with it, then it really would need to be plugged into the, plugged in. You can get electric ukuleles, strangely, but otherwise you have to stick them really close to the microphone. And yeah, who wants to do that? So I'm not going to have a very terribly long chat here because I think I want to go get ready and then go back out on the town. Because every single night when I thought I'll go out and I'll stay up late and I'll do this and I'll watch late night shows and shrews and do all these things, I haven't. I've just come back here and gone, oh well, there's a bed and I will sleep now, and that is what I have done. So I think because it's the very last night, I'm sort of obliged to go out and at least slightly socialise, possibly. But it's getting all late. It's not dark yet, so maybe I should get out before it's dark. So I'm already out when it's dark, and then I can meet some people and we can all be safe together. Yay! So, yes. Hey Chase, hey Arafingal, hey other people, blessed Sunday to you, and all of that jazz, and I am gonna love you and leave you now, and then go on my way. I'm probably not gonna dress up, I'm probably just gonna wear this jumper, which I wore this morning when I went for a walk, and then realised it was too hot for this jumper, but I was committed to the bit, so I carried on wearing it, and it's up and down. So I'm probably not going to wear this jumper to the beach, though that might be a step too far. But it is like a sort of a sea shanty jumper, isn't it? So you two, have a fun night to you two, and I'll see you presently. And next time I talk, I will be in Wales. And now, at the moment, I'm in Scotland. But not for long, not for long. See you then. Bye-bye.